Cosmic here, welcome back to the channel, and did you know that Bandai is releasing a board game? Probably not. And well, in today's video, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about because I feel there's still a lot of misinformation going around about this game. And yes, to be fair, 6 months ago when I did the original video, nobody had a clue what was really going on. I mean, this isn't really a space that Bandai has explored previously. So when Card Battle or Card Game were attached to it, of course, people were left questioning what is going on. Is it another TCG or how do I even play it, right? So the good news is, at the time of recording this, it will be out tomorrow. The bad news is, as I mentioned, you might not have heard about it. So there is a updated tutorial. I have an unboxing I'll do towards the end, but I just want to kind of talk about it, give my thoughts on it, and what I kind of hope from this space going forward. So a little bit different style video, but I thought it was still worth digging into. So right off the bat, what is it? So it's a constructed set format game. So what this means is, as you buy a sealed deck, there'll be 10 different leaders, and each one of those leaders will have a separate deck for them. Think of this as buying a character for a board game, which we're going to talk about a little bit later when I get to some of the pros and cons, that has a defined play style. The way you win is through a series of skirmishes and rounds that plays around the water gauge. So this is something that is very flavorful. It has a nice back and forth gameplay. And if you want to know more about the overall how to play mechanics and stuff like that, I will link the overall tutorial in the pinned comments below. But something to think about then is, what does this really look like for a board game standpoint? Honestly, this is something that can take multiple different IPs and have it into the system. So naturally, you might be thinking, well, wow, that sounds a lot like Union Arena. Why not just put this into Union Arena? And to some degree, that is a fair mark. However, something to consider is a different subgenre of the tabletop scene called living card games. And this is something that we've seen like Versus System in the past, where you buy a set sealed amount of product, have everything you need, and then can kind of deck build or customize from there, right? So instead of taking the Gamba approach of having to buy a bunch of booster boxes, you spend maybe $100, get a play sets of everything, and you're good to go. So this could be one way where they are going to take Sandland and maybe some of the follow-up IPs that they could do. This is marked as kind of a season 1, so it did hint at a maybe season 2 for Sandland, but at the time of recording this, there is no additional information available, unfortunately. Now, going beyond that, as we mentioned, we covered this video quite a bit ago, so we've had both Gen Con and Bandai Card Games Fest Dallas that had Sandland decks for sale. Again, they're just little deck boxes that you buy. They have a leader in them, and I'll cover this more at the end, but they sold out by like 10 a.m. at Gen Con all 4 days. I mean, they were gone very quickly. And then at Dallas, they sold out relatively fast as well. But it's not just about how fast products sell, right? This was an early exclusive item. People are excited about it. It was something new. Of course, they're going to buy it. However, I also then had a chance in Dallas to talk to quite a few people. I got to try it out in Gen Con, and overall, the reception was really positive. It is actually just a fun little game to play, and it is relatively cheap to get into as well, so you're not having to spend the $50, $100, $150 to get that play experience. And that's where this really divides itself from everything else that Bandai is doing. This is very much a buy X amount of product, get everything, and it's going to cost you about the regular price of a booster box or slightly over because there's 10 different leaders. It's 150, so depends on MSRP and all that good stuff, right? Obviously, now here's where I need to get into some of the negative sides of it, right? So yes, it's sold out. It's very positive. There's a lot of good feedback. People are excited to play it. That's all great. However, let me tell you about a separate game that I like called Grand Blue Fantasy Tactics, and it's in this box right here. And what's really important, I forget where it says it on the box now. Oh, it says right there. The really important detail is that it says guaranteed set of all 12 characters in one display box. Not only that, if you open this up, you can actually see, oh, that's the other side, if this will get in framing, you can actually see the full character list there as well in each one of these compartments. So, as I was mentioning with more of the living card game style, this is something that's nice. I can buy this whole display, and I can guarantee that every character that is in Volume 1, and there's 2 volumes plus some DLCs right now, I am getting everything guaranteed. However, unfortunately, when you look at what's on the side of these, and it says 10 deck, and of course, again, the green screen there, it has not every one will be on display. So you buy 2 displays, and then you have to hope that you can get everything. So that is like the immediate change I would love to see if they carry this going forward, especially get other IPs, because that way it also just incentivizes players to buy that sealed display, which yes, costs a little bit more, but they have that option then to get everything they want out of a set. Now, yes, this is kind of the Richard Garfield special for those that know Keyforge and other stuff, to have the random decks and, you know, YOLO the sealed side of it, but it is something that, you know, I hope they would consider going forward, you know, if this is something that Richard Garfield is going to continue or not. But again, we don't know. Now, the other side that I'll mention, again, that was like really the only con that I had for this. It's actually, again, it's a fun little game. It's cheap to get into, and it checks those boxes. However, the last part I have to mention is marketing, right? So 6 months ago, I did that YouTube video that had the distributor information. They had a couple things on the YouTube. There was a span of just nothing. Even at Gen Con, there was like small displays. At Dallas, I think it was just on the merch thing. I don't think they had like a banner up for it or anything like that other than demo areas. And there just hasn't been a lot of word or excitement or hype or marketing, etc. for this game, which really bums me out because it is such a fun, unique game system that I really would love to see other stuff get ported into it, because then it is taking a new audience, bringing them into Bandai, or just tabletop gaming enjoyers in general, right? Might be excited by this new format because it's a lot cheaper to get into and explore. So that's kind of my really quick thoughts on it. Like I said, it is something that was fun. I have the next year that I got from Gen Con that admittedly I left in my bag because the only other time I got to play this was when I got to demo it and then talk to other people about it and watch other people play. So yes, these are kind of like brand new, but hey, it works for the sake of this video. But with that, let's get into some unboxing. So what comes in a box basically, so you can look forward to checking this out if you decide to pick it up. So as I mentioned, we have our 2 decks here. I just had the 2 because I wasn't sure if I was going to try to get all 10 or if I had a display coming from my locals or not. But just going really quickly around the outside of the box here so you can see everything, and forgive me, I'm doing my best to pull this up. So of course you can find the full information on the website. Warning label, there is the full front of it. Of course, as I mentioned, game designed by Richard Garfield. And then without the green screen kitting it, right, you then see the 10 deck patterns in total. What's really nice about this is you can also go on the website and see the full list available there for every single leader. So we're going to open it up, just kind of dump it out here. That should be everything. So as mentioned, all the tokens you need to play the game itself. We have a board, which I am going to open this up really quickly, which has all the rules and whatnot. But just in case you haven't had a chance to dive through the videos yet, here's where the water gauge is on the side, and you line it up where it's both sides, kind of like Digimon in that regard, where it goes back and forth, and then again, whoever gets to 5 first wins. But that is something that I would definitely recommend checking out in the other videos. What was really nice is that there is also a promo set of cards that spells out Sandland in the back with each one of these. So we will open up this really quick and just show off some of the cards itself. And yes, Beelzebub is going to have multiple versions because he is such a important character. We have Rao, we have Anne, we have the Strategist. I'm just trying to make sure this all stays in frame. The Supreme Commander, and that is going to spell it out. And not easy way to do, but I'll probably put it up in an image here just so you can see everything. And then we got Lucifer. So yes, as I mentioned, every deck is going to have a leader card, which is going to kind of scope how your cards are going to play out. So this one has a ongoing effect that your demons get +1 attack. So something else to consider: if you buy other decks, you can in theory mix and match them. The official way to play is based on the normal constructions of the deck, but have fun with it. No one's going to tell on you, right? So we have Lucifer, and we are going to expect a lot of these demon cards, right? So this is a unit ongoing. The other demons have +2 attack and +1 water once it's on board. And you can see some of the foiling design that these have. Card stock is pretty good. It's closer to Digimon in terms of what I would expect. The foiling itself is that flat rainbow foiling like we've seen on a few other games. Let's see if I can get it that way. Yep, cover it just like that. And then otherwise, just going through it, this is a late game card that you're going to want to play because it does cost 4 scrap to play it. But again, check out the tutorial video if you want to see more of that. I am just going to go kind of card by card here. So Lilith, reclaim 1 scrap, just allows you to extend out your plays during your skirmishes. We have Beelzebub, reveal, pull 1 water, and then activate, heal any unit 2. So it's a healer, pulls you some water, great card. We have Demon and activate, move one of your opponents. You may pay 1 scrap. You may move 1 enemy unit instead. So great battle manipulator. As I mentioned in my original video, and also you'll see in the tutorial, is that grid placement does matter. So this one is a very tactical game, spoiler, tactical card battle, that unit placement matters, and where you align your units matters a lot as well. Then we have Centaur, just going to go through some of these faster. Cyclops, your early game plays that are really important. And again, it has the subtyping up there in the corner as well. We have Gargoyle Agility. And yes, you'll notice that is a lot of 2-ofs. We have Ghost, another demon who's going to get boosted by your effect, which is really nice. Gremlin. Kamatagachi. Fox Spirit. Takes no damage, turn is revealed. Very nice early play to stack up some damage. Samuel has poison, and I believe that is the last one. I don't know. And then Satyr is the last one. There's one more at the end. You may move the attacked unit afterwards. Nice. So this is definitely one that you'll want to check out, see the other leaders you have. Again, maybe open a few, try a trade with some friends, things of that nature, right, to try to get a full set. That is going to, again, be the one downside about the game is how do I get all 10 leaders, right? The thing that I'll go back to. How do I make sure if I want to treat this as a proper board game, how do I get all 10 leaders and not double up or triple up in some cases if you're just buying them blind? So overall, I was really happy to get Lucifer kind of off the gate because I did like his leader effect the most because the damage effect is just really important to carry forward. But yeah, so that's my quick thoughts on the game and something I wanted to highlight because, again, it's coming out tomorrow, and probably not many people know that. And it bums me out. And I know some people are going to say this is just like a Bandai thing or whatever, but I am someone, as I clearly have like Grand Blue Fantasy board game here, I just love board games, and I want to see more of this style of stuff so that whenever Bandai releases a new trading card game, spoiler, at the time we're recording this, the day after this video goes live, they're announcing a new trading card game. Sometimes I just want to have a nice all-in-one package, right? Like, just give me more of these. I'll spend $50, and it's a cool thing that I can throw on my shelf, have a board game, and play with friends if they like Sandland, right? I hope we do get to see more of that. But unfortunately, you know, we'll have to wait and see how this does from a sales standpoint. Hopefully get a season 2, and we'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you a board game enjoyer? Do you just want to see more trading card games that would have your favorite IPs? Or are you even familiar with living card games before I mention it in this video? And please save us all the comments of Bandai that doesn't need to make any more trading card games. It is nice to see something, again, that is different. And I think something that could be a very nice pickup for, again, more of the board game side while they are continuing to hopefully bolster up and support their current TCG gambit of things that they have, right? So with that, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this quick overview of it. Again, I'll link the tutorial video itself in the pinned comment. But otherwise, there's a lot more to look forward to here in the future with Union Arena around the corner. We have a new TCG announcement. Altered is up and going. I mean, there's just a lot of cool stuff happening in the TCG scene. So if you want to see more quick highlights like this, let me know in the comments as well, right? Or if you just want to see more of the main stuff that I stick to, that's totally fine as well. But again, with that, my friends, hope you enjoyed the rest of your week. But with that, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.